So you plant the vine.
You plant the vine, and then you poke sticks down in the ground. And then your next project is putting a twine around the one way high, probably 10 feet high. It comes down, and you tie it to the stake, and that gives it a support. And then you wind it around, whichever way you go, and it grows up because it has a tendency to just keep on going around wherever it can find something to hang on to.
Okay. So when you're going on the cart thing, you're working on the string and getting the string down to the stake and getting that started. Okay.
Yeah.
And how often? I mean, do you go through fairly frequently to help train it, or does it tend to go by
yes,
itself?
you have to keep going through and break up the clods around it. You need to keep the weeds from coming up. Campground was interesting because the owner had made some very nice places for people to live. Mm-hmm. And they would come out from their homes in Portland and Salem and around, and the whole family would come out, but Dad would probably have some kind of a menial job that he could make buy some groceries. But what they were doing when they came out to the hop yard was the kids were trying to make enough money to buy their school clothes. We had a particular spot where the Indians were, and they all had their teepees. It was interesting to go down through the campground, mm-hmm. because it was all just restrooms were just very primitive, and as I remember, I don't know, they may have had place for showers, but I know it was pretty primitive. Mm-hmm. And we had kind of a special area where the Chinese people, there were lots and lots of immigrants, Chinese immigrants, mm-hmm. that were in those years. It seems to me like I graduated in '41 from Silverton, and I'm sure, I was just thinking about it, I'm pretty sure that I at least was working there for 38, 39, 40 probably, and 41.
Okay.
So I think I probably worked there 4 years.
Okay. So, but you weren't picking in the store.
I was in the store.
Okay.
I helped to put the store together. See, we didn't have the store all year round. Okay. It was just a seasonal thing.
Tell me a little bit more about the ranch. Like, so you talked about the mail, and so.
Yes, the mail came in just like a regular rural mail truck. Mm-hmm. And he would bring in whatever was to Wigrich Hop Ranch. Okay. And then I would go through it and pick out the last name and put it on this butcher paper and tacked it up on the side of the building. And everybody came up. If they got a letter, why, they'd tell me that they wanted their mail. And so that was one of my jobs. And another one was to keep the fruit all taken care of, and not to pitch too many, but they just loved to tease me. But they would, in the evening, they knew that we were going to close.
Segregated in the camp?
I didn't think so, but it just naturally happened. 300 employees. So we had a lot of people. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people had to be fed.
Did you have dryers on the ranch?
On the ranch, it's huge dryers. Okay. My uncle was, another uncle was there, and he was one of the hop dryers. And see, those bags were brought in, and they were layered 18 inches high, no higher. And then the fire was, you had to stoke the fires, keep the fires going all night. And I think, I can't remember how long. I don't know. But the dryers were 18 inches high, puffy, but it'll tell you a lot of that.
All right, interesting.
Yeah.
So was that done, so you said the season was about 4 weeks?
Well, yeah, let's see. It always went through August and into September. So we started in July, we started cleaning up our store and getting it all nice and clean. And then we'd have the wholesale house. My aunt always had her beginning order ready to go out. And my aunt, of course, spent an awful lot of time in being sure that we had everything that we needed. But the restrooms were, for the time, quite nice. But you know, if you don't have running water, you don't have everything you need.
Yeah. So before you worked, I mean, these 4 years that you're working in the store, did you go out when you were littler and pick, or?
We owned, my dad owned 3 acres of hops.
Oh, okay.
In Silverton.
Okay. That's part of the family farm type,
yeah.
type thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. It was when it became very popular to just, a family would do that. Mm-hmm. And the steel hammers, the Shars, and the DeSarts pooled our equipment because we didn't have money to have all of the equipment we needed. Mm-hmm. And in those days, depression was terrible. It was terrible. And we would work up our land, and everybody did their own thing until it came time for harvest. And then we used the same people to harvest. Yeah, but my dad only had 3 acres, see, and you only planted what you could handle.